Dixie Doggers TV presents We're fueled by Showtime dog food. If you want your stud dog, your kennel, or your business advertised at the beginning of this, just like you're hearing now, you can contact us at dixiedoggers01@gmail.com or call 205-388-2558. All right, everybody. We're here at Hickory Crossings, big downtown Hartville, Georgia. Got the plot bay going. We've been trying for a pretty good while to put this together to interview Mr. Marc and to get some history on, the longest running bay pen that there is. And we got him and David. They're gonna kind of tell us how this started, how it came to be, kind of run you through, the history of it, the do's and the don'ts, the cans and the can'ts, how the Department of Agriculture restricts so much stuff and why there's people not doing it like they used to be. Used to be a lot of bay pen and stuff going on. So, without further ado, Mr. Marc Banister, he's the man with the plan. Everybody that does this sport here, we all look up to you, and we really appreciate everything that you do.
I appreciate y'all. This is David Thompson. He's been judging here and coming for how many years?
How long years? I don't know. He started in 92.
Mm-hmm.
I started coming in 94 just as a spectator and what, but I got hooked on it from just hog hunting.
That's right.
And, tough man contest. I'd get in that.
Yeah.
And then I just got hooked on it. And then I started working the pen working the pen. Done good. Then I decided I want to start judging. So I guess I've been judging 15 years, maybe longer.
Going for a good time, huh?
Yeah.
A long while.
I was giving it up this year, but I told him I would help judge this one. But
There you go.
It's in the blood.
Oh, yeah.
You can't get it
I
out.
can't get away from it. The first couple of times I came out, I said, it's a good time being with all the people and stuff. And I didn't have any kind of dogs that was really fit for this, but then I realized, I said, well, it's just hog dogs. If that's something that you get on a hog, that's all I need, and then learning the rules and regulations and really, like I said, just the people and the fellowship. It's a family.
Yeah, just
There ain't
seeing
nothing like it.
No.
People I've met over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It's worth its weight in gold to me.
Oh, I bet.
Can I ask something?
Mm-hmm.
How many years you been around here?
About 8 years now.
I got you. You sir?
Since 94.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm a little behind you. I think, I'm close to 25, 26. Man, I want to say thank you, Marc. Don't let me interrupt.
No, you good? You good?
Yeah.
That's a good thing about our stuff here.
You want to do one? Let's let Marc talk. Okay, Marc. I got some questions for you.
All right.
How in the world do you keep it going?
Yeah.
Rules, regulations, costs. The work that goes on to it. Why and how do you do it?
The main reason I do it is because I love it. It's not profitable. If you like a good time and no money, it's a good thing to have. But I've heard a lot of people that started it for the money and they didn't like it.
But Marc, field trial isn't a weekend. It's 365 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
Costs.
It's every day. Feeding hogs, rain or shine.
Yep.
And
Got
trying to keep
up.
up.
Got the government on your back.
Just
Yeah,
keeping
like
the
I said,
hogs, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the reason I do it is because I just love doing it and I love the people. And you can't buy the good times I've had and the friends I've made.
That's right.
How'd you actually start? I mean,
We used to go bow hunt for hogs in South Georgia we'd always big deer hunters and everything. We went down there and we found out you could still hunt for hogs, not like deer,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you can sneak up on them. And we all fell in love with that. And we got to say, well, let's go on a dog hunt. And so back then, Jay Dorsey in Blackstock, South Carolina, and went over there. He had the very first wild boar field trial, to my knowledge, before anybody else, around 90 or I believe it was around 1990, because he'd already had one when we first went over there.
Okay.
And we went hunting with him with dogs. Of course, it was a canned hunt, and we just fell in love with it. And we said, well, let's get us some dogs, and we'll start hunting. So we got some dogs and all. I said, well, we need a place to train the dogs.
Yeah.
Back then, there wasn't that many hogs around here like there are now. So we built the bay pen as a training pen. And I said, well, why don't we just do a field trial? So we went back to Dorsey's again in I think it was in the early 92, and handed out flyers, and we was going to have one. And there's two guys in Hazelhurst, Georgia. They had one down there before I did in April of 92. I think theirs was in March. And they said they were quit. They wasn't having another one.
Yeah.
And so they gave me their mailing list. This was before cell phones.
Yeah, I didn't have none of that
Yeah.
stuff.
And anything like that, way before Facebook. And so in April of 1992, with the help of Bob Dorton, that's in that picture right there,
Yes.
and some other people, we put on a trial. We had 20 entries into one dog and 20 entries into two dogs.
Hell.
And we thought we were doing good.
Yeah.
But we fell in love with it. And it just, every year it just started expanding. Back then we had to catch and tie. And that was, started off, that was the main thing with the field trials. The baying was something extra to have.
Yeah.
And so they were having, like in a fox pen or like a 20-acre pen or something, they'd have to catch and tie.
Yes.
And we started having it in the bay pen where people could actually watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And it became a big spectator sport. Yeah. And they stopped that in 2005, although it was the last one we ever had. The Department of Agriculture said if we would quit doing that, they would help support us on the baying. Well, they did for, many years until they started this quarantine testing about 2 years ago.
Now, is that testing free?
No. It was at first. For a good many years, they started testing in 1995.
Now, what do you do with the hogs that don't test right?
They make me kill them.
Yep.
I got you.
How bad is that
Terminate with
effective?
extreme prejudice.
Yes, sir. Now, do they feed them to the prisoners or anybody? What do? They make you throw them in a hole?
Yeah, you have to dispose of them according to their regulations.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
That's why you don't have a lot of bayings now. A lot of people, there's
2
not
years
a lot
ago
of
is when
different
they
bays.
started. Now, used to we'd have to test every 6 months.
Now, Mark, what you mean tell me is you try to feed some perfectly good, innocent, wonderful hogs and give them a good damn shelter and some food. And because of whatever they got in their blood, you have to kill them and pay for the Department of Agriculture to allow you to do all that.
Well, right now I have to buy a holding facility permit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I have to pay a vet
Now, is all
do
that
the
tax
testing.
deductible?
No.
No, I just want to
we have to pay the veterinarian to do it now.
About. Yes, sir. Now carry on. All right, so now we're back in there, and we're back in the mid-90s.
The mid-90s is when they started testing. And they would do the testing for free. And we'd test every 6 months. And you would dispose anything tested positive for brucellosis or pseudorabies, you would kill it. And then you test again every another 6 months. And then 2 years ago, they started now, if you have one hog to test positive, you put under quarantine every hog on that piece of property.
Every one of them.
Every one
So if you've got 30 head,
all
They
the
got
30
30
innocent guilt by association.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
You
it's
have
a
to
good
test
thing they
them.
don't do that to people. You know me. I've been hanging out with Marc Banister for years.
Be in trouble with
you got
Yes, sir.
you got to test them every 30 days until you get 3 clean tests on them.
That could
then
take.
you'll be once they get 3 clean tests. It runs about 50% of them will test positive.
Yeah.
According to their, they
Now,
test the level of
Are they
antibodies.
false positives in those tests?
Yeah, they have false
Oh,
positives.
we had false.
Well, what do they do with that situation?
Oh, same
That's
thing.
Yeah, I don't know what
You kill them, bro.
they test the level of antibodies for brucellosis
Yeah.
and pseudorabies in their blood and whatever. I don't know where the limit's set at, but if it's over, then you have to
Hey,
kill
I got a
Yeah,
powerhouse question for you. This is a big one. If there should come a date that Marc Banister ain't here,
Oh yeah, it's coming.
where, and how do you see the future of a bay pen trap moving along, or is it over?
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, that's what we're trying to work on now, is
Yeah.
getting the right people involved
Yeah.
and trying to reach the right people, the right audience, to get the right person that can take it to another level to help with the testing. and different.
Another level. They stay just like it is.
I'm talking about the testing and things like
No,
that.
I'm talking about Marc Banister.
Oh,
too.
well, yeah.
I'm talking about over here. I was talking
But
about
like
Marc
you said,
Banister.
but if he's not going to be here, then,
Yeah, I
then
hate
what's
the
going to happen
politics,
then?
But man, I had to throw that in there, and I was asking some questions that's really,
Mm-hmm.
but they need.
Yeah.
Well, I
to
mean,
ask.
it's questions
And
that.
I love the man's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so now there's 20 dogs and 1 dog, 20 dogs and a 2 dog. Now that tomorrow, what you got? 100 entries into 1 dog. And
Oh, if we
100 into 2
open
dogs.
it up, we'd
I
have
hope y'all
over.
out here to 4:30 in the damn morning.
I'm not going to be.
I hope y'all are. I do.
Yeah, I mean, we've been here till like it before.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we quit at 3.
Yeah, I was going to say usually it's 3:30, and then
Yeah.
pick it back up. What's the
Like I
average
said,
entries now?
4:30, Yeah.
It is the people that work in that pen and the judges, they don't get a break. They can't
No.
just go out
Man,
anytime.
check this
Yeah.
out. I showed up here.
They got to
about-
have some rest.
No,
I
yeah,
I
ain't
showed
no doubt.
up here about 20 something years ago and I didn't know nothing about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Marc teaches you so much. Man, I remember the night I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, I used to be nobody in the crowd.
You used to run the shoot.
And then I worked shoots, man. Worked shoots. I wasn't a pen help, but I worked shoots and yeah, I get a taste for it all. I dig. Man, my hat goes off to the pen help, the judges.
They work. It's a lot of work.
Man, look,
Yeah.
shit, steady being broke up there on the shoots, Mark.
It's nonstop.
You know what I mean? And believe it or not, some things right here, they are first class.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this
First
place.
class, but no, sir. So, yes, sir. Well, the days of the catching tie, man, or the t-shirt. Put a t-shirt on a pig. Shame we can't do that no more.
You can do
You
that.
can do that without a dog.
You can't use it. You can still have a catch and tie. You just can't use a dog.
Can't use
Yeah.
a dog.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
The last,
I'm sorry.
I think this
Continue on.
I think the
This
last
is not a
one.
bad thing at all.
That-
we should get this man fucking mic.
This is what they called the tough man contest back then. They turned a pig loose in there, and you had to run it down, catch it, and put a t-shirt on it.
Yeah.
Nah, man,
See, I didn't know nothing about the t-shirt.
I want to say,
Yeah,
I
you
never
have
knew
it.
nothing about the t-shirt stuff.
Yeah.
now
Yeah, you
check
could,
this out. Marc Banister, it caused some controversy, but he had a fine pair of red ticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rooster and Drew Bay were their name. They beat that ass. Man, one evening, he let me and Matthew, me and Pruitt, let's borrow his dogs. And we went to a field trial.
Down in Rail, Georgia, wasn't it?
We took every dollar and every trophy they had. We rock and roll down there with your dogs, yes, sir.
Yeah, I had to work.
You had to work and they had your dog
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Brought them back all stapled up.
Oh, well.
Yeah, back then we didn't trim the teeth on
Didn't
them.
trim
Yeah,
nothing.
back in they didn't
Yeah.
trim the teeth, and they
I will
You've seen
say,
some
I
hurt
will
hogs.
say
the
this,
dogs.
and I know this is the wrong thing to say. Now, I feel like it helps the hog out if you don't trim their teeth. They won't be so roughed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, for the prices dogs go for nowadays, and the money involved, it's kind of like bulls, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let the best of the best in it and let them get rubbed up in there. I mean, we talking about
Yeah,
some of these dogs, man.
You,
We're talking about, when I say 1,000, I ain't meaning 2,000 or 3,000. I mean, some of these fucking dogs are going man, I remember when you used, all you had to do to get a good dog was know a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
And now the market has went out of the fucking roof. It's kind of like coon hunting, which ain't cool. I love coon hunting. I'm just talking about the organization of it. But these dogs nowadays, man, and the hogs, you got to trim their teeth, and people want to hold it. Just runs out there and stands his ass up against them and lets you down bark there for that. I'm sorry, man. And I want on the record, this is the best bay pen I ever been to in my life. I've been to a bunch of them round pens,
Mm-hmm.
square, but Marc Banister's one side of an oak collar, yeah, the best, baddest, yeah, the best bay pen there is in the nation. You ain't got to go to Louisiana. You ain't got to go to Texas. You can come to Hartwell, Georgia.
That's right.
And yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Mark.
Oh,
Well, I appreciate the kind words. It's
That's all
like
I got
I say,
for you, sir.
It's been fun.
well, I
I've
mean,
enjoyed
that's
it. We're
we-
working on the
It's
shoot.
steady progress
But,
every time we show up here. There's something you done. If you ain't been here in a while, the barn looks a little different. Mark's been always
Y'all been working a lot
his
here lately.
ass off.
Yeah,
I've been doing a lot.
we was
Yes.
working. Justin Simmons and John Henson was
New
here last Saturday.
campsites, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
don't mean to interrupt.
Well,
Just-
Justin said that'll last another 30 years. We put a board in there and said it'll last another 30 years. I said, I won't be here 30 more damn years.
You better, cause
It ain't got to last for
look,
10 years.
There
You
you go.
better, cause I done got a side bet going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need you for a long time.
Liz's
Mark.
new husband will have to take it over.
Look, he said, oh, I don't know about that. Huh?
Look, we'll find her one of them. I can't find me another one of you.
Well, how many bayings did was at the height of it? How many different bays were here in Georgia going on at one
there
time?
was-
That's a good question.
We had the Southern Wild Boar Association, and we had maybe 6 or 7. Well, no, we had at least 6 going at one time.
Mhm.
You know, during the year.
Yeah,
You had one every month.
one every month.
Yeah,
And now, how many we got?
one.
One.
Got one.
That's it.
That's here.
Yeah. And how many times a year were you able to do it 5, 6 years ago, as opposed to how many times a year can you do it now?
Well, I
With all
used
the
to do it all with 3 a year,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm down with this quarantine bullshit. I'm down to 2 a year
I got you.
because once I test, I'm under quarantine for 3 months at least or
Mm.
more.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, that cuts out a lot on, financially. And then
How
also you got to feed those hogs.
How can you plan an event?
Yeah, if you're quarantined for 3 months.
I hate to interrupt, but how can you plan an event if you ain't sure where am I down?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why we had to drop to just one dog.
That's what I'm talking. Yes,
We-
sir.
we
Explain
did-
that if you don't mind.
We didn't have enough hogs to do a 2 dog. And hopefully once we get,
You had plenty of hogs.
if I
but
get
the
them built
state-
back
but
up.
they made you kill them all off.
Well, once we get,
You had plenty of hogs, but they made you kill them all off. And so we can't have a 2 dog. Because the state's doing something good, they kill a bunch
Well,
of
when-
innocent animals and throw them in a damn ditch or a hole.
when Corey was going,
Yes.
we would we would lend each other hogs, so you didn't have to keep as many,
Or feed
But we'll
everything.
see when Corey quit, I had I was back to on my own again, and we didn't used to have the entries we have now.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have
correct. Yes, sir. Yeah,
60, 70.
You'll have close to 200 entries.
If I opened it up, we'd
Oh,
have
yeah.
over 100. Yeah.
Yeah,
no
yeah. I was
problem.
going to
And
say,
one dog
there's.
and two dog, I bet that's gonna be close.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If
he'll
you
have
open
that.
it
Yeah,
all
well,
up,
Look, remember when
Combined
we get
together.
20
Yeah,
dogs
yeah, I was
into
gonna say
one
all
dog,
together.
and
Yeah.
20 dog is two dogs.
now you got that many. It's
I hope y'all
definitely
out
grown.
here at 4:30 in the morning.
You'd have 100.
I'm not gonna be.
You open it up, you'd probably have 150 and 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that's a good amount of entries, like you said, compared to 20 is when you first started.
Well,
And just
there's-
imagine if
I
you
don't
never
know.
had to really slow it down. Just imagine if you just could have kept rolling.
let's
Just rolling,
see.
rolling.
I don't.
Shit.
I was judging, but I
Remember
can't
when we
recall
painted-
the year.
Remember when
But
made the
we
dishes?
went all night. We didn't stop
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
night. We finished the bay off on Sunday,
On Sunday. Yep.
the next
Mark.
day.
Remember when we
11
made
o'clock.
Newspaper
Yep.
and
About 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a few years ago we done it. I'd left. I thought we was going to stop and just kept rolling
Yeah,
all
that's it
night.
right there.
Yeah, we just kept going.
Yeah.
So-
Because I'd left. I thought we was going to stop.
Hold on. This is I'm talking to Mark. I hate to interrupt, but it's,
What is
it? Okay.
That's
one
when
being Mark let Pruitt promote the field trial. We had the sheriff here, Peter, and
Oh,
everybody. We made yeah.
Yeah, that's
that was 2005.
What was it? 800 people come through the
Yeah,
gate?
let's come see what was.
What was
gonna
it? 800 people come through the gate?
But
Yes, sir.
that was Peter protesting that they never showed up, and we ain't had no more problems with them since then.
No,
yeah.
That's
That
part of agriculture putting the herd on us now.
Yeah, and that's kind
Hey,
of an
hey,
unseen
hey,
thing there.
Mark, I think they all tied in together, sir. Thank you. That's
Well,
all.
that's
I'm
like Jay Bergeron was out there at Uncle Earl's, his big rodeo. He asked me what he could do to help. I said, well, I was explaining to him about the Department of Agriculture. And he said, Peter, don't mess with y'all. I said, nah, that's not our problem. I said, the problem with us is the Department of Agriculture.
Yep.
He talking about how much they mess with the rodeo. I said, yeah,
Mhm. But now they
How
don't.
was the hogs in Louisiana?
they were good.
they're good hogs.
Yeah, they-
Bunches of them.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot.
You got to have a lot of them to run Uncle Earl.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Was the competition pretty fair and fantastic?
Yeah, it was a good show. There was
Awesome.
that was Mr. Lynn's Robertson's
Yeah.
hogs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's got a good set of hogs.
Yeah.
So, Mark
Keep
Master,
going.
will
There
you
ain't
be
no way
having
I
a
could-
catching tie on Sunday?
There ain't no way I could put on something
No.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always
Mark
tried
Master,
to keep
will you be
it.
having a catching tie on Sunday?
Don't announce it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Mom's the word. Oh man, I look at these walls, man. But you just couldn't do this right here where we're sitting. Which is good, always progressing.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Keep on and progress and shed the most positive light we can.
Knee-deep water down there after that rain yesterday.
There's water in the creek, yeah, with a spring.
Great, yes sir.
That's one thing I like about this being here is it's more in the woods. You'll see your dog.
Yeah.
You'll see your dog do a 180. I got a dog named Matt. He's a woods dog. Carried him down there to Jake's. Carried him to Uncle Earl's. Uncle Earl's, this dog made a perfect damn woods dog. It was the damnest thing. I was like, look at this son of a bitch. Well, carried him down there to Louisiana, to up there to Triple R, 9.9s and perfects. Brought him here at that practice bay last week before last. That son of a bitch run down there and probably baited a 2. He was swinging out. It's just like he was in the woods. He was
Yeah.
down there in
Yeah.
the creek. It just
Yeah.
changed the whole scene.
It does.
And that's when I was like, you know what? I said, yeah, a lot of guys that's out there in Texas and Louisiana, they need to bring their dog just to see the
most
difference, you know.
lenient guy on judging a dog in the woods that calls him like he sees him is Mr. Marc Banister. Because he hunts in the woods. He hunts. He understands.
He knows what dog. He knows what
Well, when
dogs
the
are.
trials first started, there wasn't that slow such thing as a bay pen dog.
Yeah.
People brought the dogs they hunted,
That's correct. Yes, sir.
and that's what they. Well, that's what a field trial is supposed to do. You tested
Mark,
a certain ability.
man,
of a
hey,
dog.
when's the last time I won't bring up a name? When was the last time you seen Mr. Billy that had the T-bone dog?
Oh God.
For a long time.
Last.
Still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the last time
Man,
I
that
seen
was one of the
him.
baddest fucking dogs I ever seen in my life.
You talking about Harvey Norton.
Yeah.
Had that T-bone dog.
T-bone, yes sir.
Yeah, he
Last
was like,
time I
he was
seen.
like Goose. He was back around.
Hey, this was a damn black mouth dog. That damn bead with his teeth, with his gums, I mean, looks foamed up, wide the fuck open. I mean, one of the finest, hottest dogs that would stay right back.
Yeah, he was back around the hog like that Goose, the Goose dog does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How was the scoring when y'all first started out? What was the difference in the scoring system than it is now?
Oh, that's interesting.
We always had 5 judges.
Mm-hmm.
You know, throw out high and low.
How
And,
many minutes?
Yeah, how long did y'all run?
oh, we always did 2
2
minutes.
minutes.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But it's evolved, you know, like any other sport.
Five
Evolved.
judges, 2 minutes.
You can't. It's hard to get 3 judges now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a job, like you said. It's a long, enduring job. They don't
Yeah.
get breaks.
Well,
Everybody's there
you
from the
get
whole
breaks,
time.
but you don't. You get
It
them
ain't much.
when you get. You know, when everybody says break.
You get to run. You get to run to the bathroom every once in a while.
Yeah, ain't no
But
doubt.
you know, you can't change judges.
Well, no, that's a hard thing to do right there. And
Not
You
unless
know-
it's just an emergency or something.
yeah,
You don't want to change judges.
no, and that's Jake. I've talked with Jake about it before, and that's another issue is with like having judges. You got people that just complain nonstop about judging, but
Yeah.
nobody wants to judge.
That's
Well,
right.
You can't get
That's
new
true.
judges, you know, and that's a hard thing to do. Like you said, you can't be in the middle of the bay and just say, okay, well, we're going to swap the judges out. Because then somebody's going to say, oh, well, now he judged a little different than the other one did, you know.
Yeah.
I should have had a 9-9, you know, or I should have had a 10.
That's
you know.
just like me. I told Mark I would help him on this one, but I don't want to start like a one dog open. I don't want to start that and then quit it halfway through it.
Oh, yeah.
If we can get it done, I'll judge it. But
Yeah, I know it ain't gonna go. Oh my God.
Let me go tell him.
oh
No,
well.
all right. He's having a good time.
He wanted to take it over.
Yeah. I think say that other chair pushed up behind.
So I guess we done, huh?
Mark said he's gonna go tell him.
Oh, tell him.
Yeah, I mean it's funny, you know. I
We don't want
laugh.
to come back in here.
I laugh and kind of roll with it, but it's like shit. Goddamn.
But all the issues,
But now, like there was, if he would just let Mark talk, like, so, hey, the questions he asked, they were good questions. If I was like, hey,
won't let Mark finish answering.
it just
He
bounced.
wouldn't let nobody say
I tried to get
nothing.
him out of here, and he's like, go play music. Oh, yeah. Come back in here.
Yeah, it's just we got to do this.
Something else.
We've been trying for a long time to put this together, you know. And I mean, Mark's a busy man. He's got a lot of stuff going,
Oh yeah,
and that's why we're sitting around. He's like, "Yeah, we'll do it." It's like, "Shit, let's go right now."
Like I say, I've been coming over here since
yeah.
'94.
Mm-hmm.
I started out as a spectator, started out next, getting in the pen, doing a tough man contest, and then doing
I bet that shit was so much fun.
tough man contest is fun.
It was different then
back
too. wasn't it?
then
Yeah,
than what they do now. All you do is put
100 pounds.
ever how many people want to get in the pen and try to run the hog down,
Yeah.
catch it. But yeah, you had to catch that hog and put a T-shirt on him.
See, I didn't know that about the whole T-shirt.
Oh yeah. You know, and he was talking about T-bone. The last time I seen Harvey, we was in Coffeyville, Alabama, me and Tony Johnson. And that's the last time I seen T-bone. But Tony beat him. Tony beat that dog down there. Yep, sure did.
Yeah, I'd like to see
And
some
you
of
know,
that.
their big thing down there was to catch and tie.
Yep.
Or
That's-
quick catch.
Quick catch, yeah.
Well, you know, the state come in and
That's what
said,
got 'em.
if you do it again, we're going
Leave
to
it
shut
to
you
Alabama.
down. Oh, they come in there with bulldozers and bulldozed their pens down
Yep.
for doing it again.
Yep.
But see, here it's not they didn't tell Marc he couldn't do it, but they
Kind of don't want to draw no more attention than you have.
Yeah, that's right. So Marc just quit that.
He uses his head.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like it's one of those deals. It's like if I don't have to get in a fight, I don't want to get in a fight.
Yeah. And
And if you're looking for one, you'll find it.
And just like Marc is, 31 years been doing this,
Mm-hmm.
and he just loves doing it. Loves doing it.
Mm-hmm.
He don't make no whole lot of money at
No.
it. No, can't do it. And he just loves doing it. And like I say, it gets in your blood, and you just want to keep coming back. I told him I wasn't going to judge no more, but I told him I would do this. But I believe I'm going to be done after this one. I really do. It just, you get burned out on it too.
After so long.
You do. You get burned out.
Yeah. I could see where that would, it's fun. And like you said,
It
it's the
is
same old
fun.
thing, but you don't have a lot of help.
And I told Marc, I said, yeah, I'm going to come to the bait, and I'm probably going to be in the pen with you. Well, you might as well judge if you're going to be in the pen.
Yeah.
So,
And I've talked with Jake. Jake's asked me, he said, if you're interested and you want to do it, I was like, I got so much going on. I said, I wouldn't mind. I said, I wouldn't mind doing some
Here
of it,
come another.
Pull up a chair.
but it's like, it's one of them deals where it's like, I don't want to put my damn foot in my mouth either. I don't want to say, yeah, I'll judge and be like, oh shit, I don't want to do this.
Well, there's a lot of people want to do it, but,
Get over here and sit down if you want
I
to sit
just
down.
think,
As long as you shut the hell up. I don't want to hear you. We've been trying to get you to do this for I don't know how long. Sorry, Rascal. That's so good. We ready to go back at it? All right. Well, we had to take a little bitty pause for a little bitty calls. And so now what we're going to do is Marc was talking about the difference in, with all the testing and how that's changed. And we were talking about how many bays there was at one time as opposed to now, and you can't hardly do one. And was talking about the tough man putting the T-shirt on. So I didn't know none of that.
Yeah, they used to. We never had it here. We'd always do like what I do with a tough man, but Broughton Island and the Corps and them do it. You catch the hog, you had to put a T-shirt on the hog instead of tying.
Well, was it the same way as it is now, where you had a bunch of people in the pen, or is it just like one?
Some of them do it like one team at a time.
Yeah.
And then I've seen some of them do it like every team that got in it.
Mm-hmm.
They had put that many hogs in the pen, and you had to pick you out a hog.
Oh,
and do
hell.
it.
Yeah, and I say that'd be a whole lot different than it is
Yeah.
now. Like you said, you got however many people want to get in there, and you turn one pig loose, and they got a hell of a lot better chance of catching that one.
when I was doing it,
Mm-hmm.
me and Tony Johnson's boy Max, we got in there and we teamed up together, and we had a fresh hog. We run that hog for 5 minutes and never could catch that son of a gun, boy.
Max could handle his days mean badass dogs.
We never could catch that hog. We tried and tried, couldn't do it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So when
He's what now, Surge?
you was talking about doing when you first started going down there and still hunting, didn't you used to guide hunts?
Yeah, we used to.
Didn't you used to guide some hunts?
We did that for a while in the early middle 90s.
Oh yeah.
But that went away too.
Yeah, everything just changed.
Well,
It seems like anything good goes away.
It was, like I said, like anything else, they couldn't. We actually had a catch and tie in the woods.
Hey,
You would you put up $100 deposit on the hog, and we had the hogs in the cattle trailer.
yeah,
And we put the livestock stickers on the hog. You draw a number, that's the hog you draw. We get him out, put him in a trailer, take him with different spots on the road. We went, and you could see the hog leave, but your dogs couldn't. And give the hog a minute head start.
yeah.
Then during that minute, you come up and get your dogs and put them on the track, and you had to catch them, time, and whoever done it.
Man, that right there.
Randy Dominic ended up winning it.
Did he?
But that's the only one I ever done.
You think Randy would bullshit anybody around?
That's some damn good dogs.
You
And
think Randy Dominic tells some bullshit?
he's about the best at tying a hog as I ever seen.
Is he?
I'm just, I can't, I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. I'm
Who's the best
agreeing with you.
overall out of all these years? Who's had the most consistent, best bay dogs? In the pen, like somebody that would know.
Let me step in right here. One of the finest dogs in the pen was a dog from Broughton Island by Junior Toller, a dog by the name of Red Man.
Yeah.
Red Man was one of the classiest dogs in the pen.
Was he?
Corey, come sit
But
down,
like overall, like somebody who produced them every time.
But
year.
in the pen, man, that was another dog that Junior had, a fantastic hunt dog was Sparkplug, the 3-legged dog. Yeah, wasn't a pen dog, but was great off the boat hunting on the island.
Starting in the middle of the 90s, if you would started right there, it'd be Joey Shaw probably.
Really?
Man, if this shit's
What
live,
kind of-
man.
consistently
Somebody needs
winning.
to mention
Well,
Junior Toller.
Her
Junior
dog,
Toller is the
her breed, her line of dog.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy did good for many, many years. And, last few years he hadn't been, winning like he did back years ago.
Yeah.
And,
Does he compete as much as he used to, though?
no, not as much as
Not
he
as
used
much
to
as he
back.
used to.
Patrick, as far as, Georgia go,
Mm-hmm.
Patrick's won a lot.
Really?
Yep.
has been since the 90s. But two of the people that I think of when it comes to this, that's heart and soul, Junior Toller and Marc Banister. I want to give a big Junior Toller if you hearing this or you can, man. Miss you, brother. Yeah.
I talked to him today. He's getting a silicone put in his leg. Said he can put some weight on it.
Mm-hmm. What kind of?
You've never met Junior.
No, I never met Junior.
He's
Now,
something.
I've heard his name a lot.
If he shows up to the pen with a dog, expect to show.
It's gonna be the real
And
deal.
if he get in his boat with him and he's got his life jacket on, man, let me tell you a story about Junior. Junior's hunted on the salt water all his life, out of boats, but he's never learned to swim and wears the life jacket the whole time. But
Take it off before he leaves the house.
hold on, I asked him. I said, Junior, I said, why is it is? And at this time, he was probably in his early 60s. I said, why is it that you still wearing a life jacket and you've hunted out of boats with these all your life? He said, well, it was when I was a little boy. He said, we'd always ask Daddy. He said, I can't swim. He said, but we'd always ask Daddy. He said, Daddy, take swimming. He'd go, well, do y'all know how to swim? We'd say no. He said, well, if you learn how to swim, I'll take you. He said, we never learned how to swim, so we never got to go swimming. So it's hard to argue with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like if you ain't never learned, you can't go.
Yeah. And hunts out. Yeah. Yeah. But the man can handle and make a dog. Yeah. Island hunting, man. That's something in itself, man, down there on where, yeah.
Where's he live? Where's he from?
Brunswick. That's
Okay.
Tadpole's granddaddy.
I
Oh,
will
okay.
say
Okay.
this, man.
I got
If you down go mass shoot an island out of a helicopter with a machine gun and leave all them fucking animals laying there rotting away, you fucked up in the head.
Yeah. But it's
I'm just saying,
Well,
man, that shit ain't cool, man.
no, it ain't.
But
But that ain't.
Somebody's got to say it, man. I think.
Well,
I seen, man.
there's a
places-
time.
I went on a hunt. I went on a hunt recently, and the hog numbers were replenished. Man, it was terrible, and finding all the dead carcasses and stuff of the damn hogs that was shot out of a helicopter with people that. Come on, man.
Hey, hold on, Steve.
Marc Banister told me I can't play no music right now.
Well, don't play no music. Come on. Come out here and shoot the bull with us. Come on.
Oh, I'm talking. Yeah.
I know, but come on, Chris. Come on.
Okay.
All right.
They're trying to make a good video of everything. It's
We're working with
good. You're using too much foul language. Come on out with us. Come on, man.
You can't go. Shit.
Yeah, come on, Chris.
I got you.
Please.
The right
Don't
questions
worry,
gotta
come
be
on,
asked.
come on.
Well, you got to give me a time to ask
No, you're
him.
not the host of the podcast.
Yeah, you got to give us a chance to ask him.
What's that mean? Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry. God,
You got to give us a chance to ask him, shit.
Come on.
All right.
They can't
We can-
Sorry, Mark.
Come on, man. Come
Man,
on.
I remember when the vibe was different around this room.
Oh my goodness.
Remember back before microphones and camera.
Come on. Good for Mark. Love that guy to death. Love him to fucking death.
No,
I
yeah,
was rolling.
yeah, it's rolling the whole time.
Always been rolling the whole time.
Yeah.
Right, man?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
it's
ain't.
rolling
Yeah,
right now.
we ain't cut it off
I
yet.
fucking love him to death.
Yeah, we ain't cutting
He
it off.
won't-
Yeah, like we just let it roll. I mean, this one of them deals where I
I'll work
mean,
with it.
get in where you fit in. We work it out. You know.
It ain't on Tony's show.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like,
I love him to death.
yeah,
Got him
but
in
like
place.
he's talking about Junior Toller, or Chris is talking about it. Like I've heard his name, and like I said, I didn't know that was Tadpole's granddad.
Yeah.
You know, really.
That was Red Man. I mean, he ain't telling no bullshit.
Yeah.
I've seen that dog do some things at Bayans, from Waresburg to Waycross to.
Yeah,
I remember when that hog got out of the pen down there at Waresburg. And that man's hollering for a catch dog, and Junior said, I'll get that dog to catch it.
hey,
And he said, no. He said, that dog, that's a bay dog. Junior said, go catch that son of a Red Man.
hey,
And that's one of these.
went out there and caught him.
And I'll tell you something else he'd do. Out here in these damn bay pens, he'd tell him, give me that tail.
If
My
the,
God, the hog,
Yeah.
he's baying, if he's got a tail, son, it's coming off.
if the hog wouldn't stop running, he said, "Get that tail, get that tail, get that tail." Hey, buddy,
He makes sure
He
he's
gonna get
gonna
that
stop
tail.
him. Then
Then he tell him go to the gate. He go.
and
to
he
the
go right to the
Hey.
gate.
He said, "Damn."
We used to have when I first started the high scoring dog award, we added everything in. We added the catch and tie, drag race, and both the 1 and 2 dog baying. And that's how Red Man got high scoring dog 3 or 4 times in a row.
he just
Because he did it all.
just
He
did
done
it.
it all.
So he's probably one of the top dogs.
He was
That's the top dog.
What late 90s, late 90s.
Yeah.
I got you. And now that dog, with that dog there, so did he hunted that dog too, or did he just strictly use it
no,
for
he
them?
was strictly bay.
Yeah,
Strictly his dog by his side,
I got you.
whatever the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
Well,
He
hell,
working on the car, bail out.
shit, you can't beat that. You don't get many of them like that.
No.
No.
Now that'll be your buddy and work and do all of it right.
He had a red leopard Catahoula.
And so the Catahoula, that seems to be like the dominant breed. Other than I guess I like a hound, and I don't even have hounds, that I use, but I like hounds and the way they bay. I like a rough ass hound. I just
I like a hound too.
and,
A lot of people don't, but I mean it's what everybody everybody
Mhm.
likes a certain type of dog, but Catahoulas mainly.
we was down there at Earl's and Reg had them black and tans in there. Shit, that right there was all right. I like that.
Yeah.
It'll be 90% hound. 90% Catahoulas here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Other 10, other 5% will be hounds. Other 5% will be whatever.
Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna have
I
them
feel like-
terriers coming
I
there and
feel
wear
like-
it out.
I feel like if it was as many hounds as it was Catahoulas, you said like that.
Oh, I without a doubt. I firmly believe that.
Now when we first started, there's they didn't know the bay pen dogs. There's a lot of plots,
Mm-hmm.
and now you don't see too many plots, and you didn't see too many walkers. Because everybody said, well, the walker ain't gritty enough. Well, they was running coon dog stock,
Mm-hmm.
and finally people got to running bear stock
Big
walkers, and now you probably see more walkers than any other type of hound.
Yeah. And I've thought about that too. Like like you said, if it was even 50-50 curs, hounds, I'm like you, I believe it'd be dominated by hounds. To me, and I know I'm pissing people off with whatever you say on that, but
I like a hound.
like I said, I really figured once we started coming, I was like, we're going to see a lot of plots. I really figured I'd see a lot of plot hounds, competing all the time. But
No.
as far as on the
that.
circuit that competes, I don't know of any.
No, there ain't many
There's
like
not
that.
many.
They can compete in the one dog now. I mean, the only one or two dog open bays would be Steve Kelly. Had some good ones.
Yeah.
But you just don't see many plots. Ronnie Jordan used to have good plot dog.
What did you used to run? What kind of hounds did you used
Red
to run?
tick.
Red ticks? Rooster. Tell us about Rooster.
He burned his ass up trying to save
Yep.
his
Yeah, that was the
Going brother.
best dog I had. I run him when he was little. I started baying him and his brother. And his brother got a little hide cut. And he would never bay tight again. And I only run him in a 2-dog. I never did run him as a 1-dog. Well, after he got grown, he would bay, but he'd be looking back towards the other dog.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just a perfect 2-dog. He would stop the hog, wouldn't look out, bay tight. And he'd work with any other dog, he'd adjust his style to whatever the other dog, would bay, where it's set up or swapping sides.
Mm-hmm.
But they few dogs like that, far and few in between.
I know a lot of times when I talk to people and they ask about running one of our dogs, they're like, well, you want to partner him with ours? I was like, yeah, I don't care. Well, how's he bay? That Chaos dog, I was like, just however, he's just going to get in there and bay. Was he left-handed or right-handed? I said, shit, I ain't never seen him right nothing. I don't know. I said, I know one thing, he's going to bay a hog, and he ain't the best there is at it, but he seems to work on, either side. And I didn't know how rare that's getting to be.
Yeah.
A dog that can just fit in where they get in. And he might change. I don't know. He's still pretty young, but I didn't know that how important that was to have your dogs paired with a dog that bayed more to the left or to the right. When I first started, I was like, I just thought they was dogs. There's a lot of schematics.
You'll see some of them, try to push the other dog out of the way.
Yes.
He wants to bay the hog by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody even goes, snapping, but just like not even getting that far, but you'll see him.
Oh yeah.
He's baying the hog, but he ain't complimenting what the other dog's doing.
We got one like that. OJ, he started doing that real bad. He's a good one dog. Started 2-dogging him, and he done good the first couple of times, and then it got to where he kept pushing. He'd get over there, and he just constantly moving. And he wasn't trying to go around the other dog. He wasn't crossing. He was just pushing him out of the way. That's all it was. So just run him by himself. The only thing I knew to do. And so, it just having a dual purpose dog, like, have one that can do the 1 or the 2 dog, that's what you're really looking for, to be really competitive.
Like used to, they had championships where you'd bay in a 1-dog format and a 2-dog format. You'd enter the dog as just a dog,
Mm-hmm.
like say, and you'd bay him as a 1-dog, and you could bay him. You pick what dog you want to run with in the 2-dog, but the dog you ran with didn't have to be entered in it. It was just that dog, and you bay in a 2-dog format for like 3 rounds, and then you bay 3 rounds as a 1-dog. It was just a little championship bay. Brian Nickay used to have. We used to have him down there. He had several down there. Then they had one at Fred Keen's in '97. A little championship format like that.
Mm-hmm.
And years ago, Bob Addison, who runs the hunt preserve down there at Abbeville, Georgia, he had a 60-acre, hunting pen. He'd do the hunt. He was going to try to put on a trial like a coon, where you would bait, where your dog bayed, you'd call your dog, that's my dog bayed,
Mm-hmm.
But he never did do it.
Yeah, that's, Ronnie Creek, we went out there and he tried, we did a woods hunt kind of deal. And that's similar to what
how did he do it? Did he just...
We turned the dogs loose, you cast them. We had a hog, they had to keep the hog contained.
Yeah.
Instead of chasing the hog around at a smaller venue. It was one of those that was going to try the first one to see how it done. Then we would go bigger. Well, I thought it went good. The biggest issue we had was people casting their dogs. Come in on you side by side, 2 dogs at a time, turn back side by side up, send your dog this way. There's a trail, the drag and all that, And everybody's got little quirks on how they cast their dogs. But you couldn't do nothing. All you could do is open the box. Well, there's a lot of people, they got to get out and walk their dog a little bit and pet him up and give him a milkshake or what the hell ever. The dog just don't hunt. And there was a lot of people that were humbled. I promise you, a lot of them.
How'd they score them on like a bay?
Just like on a coon dog. First first locate was 100 points. It was 100, 75, 50, 25. Then you had your bay. You know, they had to engage and bay the hog. And whoever you had judges in tree stands, we had a couple of judges set up here that could see the whole thing. And that's how they were scored like that. So you'd have one dog that would, the only issue that I seen with it, and I told Ronnie this, is there were some guys that had hounds. And their dog would open on track right here. Now that, to me, that's your locate. That's it.
Called a strike.
That's your
That's
strike
just
my
like
dog.
coon. That's striking.
Ronnie was like, no, it's got to be at the pen, looking at the hog.
The hog was in a pen.
Yeah, in a cage, and that's what I told him. I said that's a physical locate. So you got to explain that, because people from the hound world and the coon dog world, that's your locate bark right there. Strike my dog, and so if you get first strike, that should have been 100 points, but he didn't. He had to come all the way down here, and so that there are some kinks that's got to be worked out, and I think it'll work. I think it'll work on a little bit bigger venue. It's just one of those deals where you got to have it. I'm sure it's the same thing with the bay pens. You have to kind of conform a little bit for the crowd and the competitors. You kind of got to give a little, you got to put up with a bunch of bitching and moaning and all that to get it to where to work for everybody.
We used to have a hide drag.
Mm-hmm.
We'd start over on the back hill, and I would drag it toward the hog barn, because, dogs would win them hogs in that barn.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd drag it all the way up the hide, all the way up to the hog barn. And I tell them, I said, not the first dog that stops and smells of that hide, is going to be the winner.
Yeah.
Because then somebody said, well, you going to put a ribbon between two trees the first night? I said, no. I said, they're going to be running the wind.
Yeah, they're not running the
wind
track.
blowing, they're going to be running in the track down here.
That's right.
And a lot of them didn't understand that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people surprise me how they don't understand how that works. We done that with the terriers when we do our trail. Like we'll lay a track, and we might lay a little circle here and do a figure 8 over here, whatever. And your dog, you could turn him loose and he could hit that track, cut across it, drift that track or wind, and be down there in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Now we won one, and our dog was probably the 3rd or 4th slowest. But he put his nose down. He did every little circle, figure eights, all of it went to it. When they said we won, I was like, hell, we was way slower. He said, your dog ran the whole track.
Yeah.
He said, the whole track. And I mean, like I said, there was other people that didn't understand that part. They were like, well, I found it first. Well, that wind just shifted and come up here. He winded it and ran it. He didn't. It was about trailing, track and trail. So I wish we'd get more into stuff like that, or have some kind of trial where we could do just woods dog things like that, kind of separate it.
I was going to fence all over the woods in behind the bay pen and put my first intention was to have a catchy tie in there, but that's gone.
Please.
Yeah.
We're going to put a hog in the pen.
I say we do the T-shirt thing.
And,
I'm with that.
It's fun.
They all turn the dogs loose in the first, I have been a bunch of briars, first dog find the hog. But I mean, we don't have time to even do the baying anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say.
With the baying, we got so many entries. You ain't got time for that other stuff. No more.
Yeah. And if you like we was talking about earlier, and if you opened it wide open and said, hey, we got enough hogs, we can do whatever, you'd be here all night.
We used to do a bear hide drag, drag race.
Yeah, I wish you bring drag race back.
Yeah, because you's always winning drag race, probably wouldn't you? Or a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do it across
Probably
the field
here.
But there's so many trucks up here now, you can't do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not a bad thing.
That was a fun thing to have. A drag race was.
Because I know we was talking earlier. I was like, there's a pretty good crowd. There's a lot of people out here tonight already.
Yeah.
On Friday. I know usually we get in late on Friday nights. Yeah. Most of the time we don't get here too early. I was like, it looks like it's going to be a good turnout this weekend.
Yeah, we usually always have a good time on Friday night.
Yeah, it's been fun. That's for damn sure already. So where you see the whole, what could they do different on the testing, the testing stuff, and still do the testing, but to make it a little easier instead of doing like the 30-day and 30-day quarantine.
We got a new agricultural commissioner first of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've not personally spoken to him, but some people who did talk to him said that he was going to try to change the rule. He's a farmer from South Georgia.
Okay.
If they would just do away with this quarantine, go back like we did since 1995, test every 6 months, and you kill the ones that test positive, and you go on, for 6 more months.
Yeah, move on. Yeah. So see, that seems
That
like
would help.
logical to me.
That would really help a lot.
I know when y'all first started talking about it, like if one tested, then the whole deal, all of them, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I said, that shuts everything down. I mean, that's just putting you in a chokehold.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't know if that way worked better. I mean, if that's, maybe they can get something changed. Maybe
the vet charges
$70
to come out where she tested 1 or 20, and it's $35 a head every time you test.
Really?
For her to draw the
$35
blood.
a head, and you got what, average 25, 30 head?
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets to be a pretty good little bill there. And how many times a year?
Well, you test I keep my old hogs separate from the new ones.
Because they're all clean. They've all tested clean.
If one of them were to come up positive, then I got to do them 3 months in a row.
What I've been told is the new Department of Ag that's there, we test them one time. If they come back negative, they go to a separate pen and they never have to be tested again.
Gotcha.
And if we can do that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
If you test one time, which you're probably not picking up on the mic, what Corey was saying is if they test them one time and they test negative, they go to a separate pen and that's it. You don't have to continue testing them every 3 months or however often.
Yeah.
And that would be a game changer.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Well, it'd be worth having a good set of hogs and feeding them all the time.
Yeah.
Be back going.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, the other pens will start back up. That's what I meant. And going to the other bands.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like when we first started coming, there was Pistol Creek, Broughton Island, was a Double B. Is that?
Well, Russ and them did 1 or 2.
Okay, I was thinking. I know I'd heard there was another one there.
Joey Todd.
Yeah, I was thinking. There was like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
and you was always hearing of them.
You had
Bull Creek.
You had Philip down in
Too
Guy.
tight. Yeah.
Too tight.
So I mean, there's 7, 8 right there that could be going, and the revenue that it brings to these smaller towns and communities. I mean, you take this little store down here, ain't no telling how much he profits, or how much.
Yeah,
it
he
helps
always
him.
wants to know when I'm having one.
Oh yeah,
so he can order extra stuff.
that's what he has to, because I mean, compared to what he normally sells daily, it's going to increase by hundreds.
Like I say, the motels and all the restaurants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot. I think that's one thing that needs to be put out on that is to,
I'm all right.
to make sure, yes, please, is that the revenue part of it. Like, this ain't just a bunch of rednecks out in the field baying hogs.
Yeah.
It's a whole bigger picture to it, and that it helps everything.
It does.
And that's like Uncle Earl's down there.
Oh,
my Lord, that place down there comes alive.
Bill Huff told me that was like a third of that town's whole economy.
Just for that
year.
1 week.
Yeah, that one weekend, week of Uncle Earl.
That's wild. And they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like I said, all the little stores and the motels and just the smaller people, the regular small business owners, their revenue is going to really increase on it.
Yeah, we went to try to find a bag of ice down there. They wouldn't know where to find a bag of ice.
No, exactly.
At all.
And and that
Couldn't keep it.
that's one of the side effects of it. Is, it grows. It grows your community.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a lottery. Like our state, we don't have a lottery. They don't want us to have nothing.
Y'all ain't got nothing, do you?
No, nothing. I mean,
Y'all still don't have a lottery?
No.
We just now got to worry about beer on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's got to be after 12.
Oh, yeah. Everything closes on Wednesday, half a day.
Most of the counties are still dry. Cities are wet.
Yeah. Now, you can drink in town. You can drink right there in Walmart parking lot, but you can't drink at my house out in the country. Is that not crazy?
That's crazy.
The city is wet, but the county's dry. So inside the city limits.
Well, I remember that beer I ever drunk at Alan Powell's restaurant was the first legal beer I ever drunk in Hartwell.
Really? And how long ago has that been, though?
Early 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you look, you're 30 plus years ago. Here we are in today's time. It's like, and we still can't do it when we live. It's like, come on now, let's get with the program.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like with the hog situation where we're at. It was wide open. You could do whatever you wanted. And then 2015, everything changed, and now we can't have a live hog at all.
Yeah, Peter tried to pass that law in 4 or 5 states that year.
Yeah.
Was it 2005?
I know 2005 is when they shut.
Yeah.
They
tried it in Georgia too.
Really?
But it wasn't for the Georgia Hunting and Fishing Federation.
Mm-hmm.
We finally lost it here because they included the fox pens and all that in rabbit pens, coyote pens, with all bay pens was included, would have shut them all down. And they hired a lobbyist to lobby for it. And it didn't pass in Georgia, but it passed in South Carolina and Alabama.
Yeah. I used to go shut a lot down.
Yeah. You went to several bands down there in South Alabama.
Yeah, I went to Coffeyville at least 3 times.
Yeah. I know they said there was 2 or 3 pretty good sized bands, but they were more down South Alabama, closer to Georgia and Florida.
Yeah.
But like the first band I went to was over at Reggie Little's in Corinth, Mississippi. And I think he might have had 2 or 3, and then after that he was done when I first started.
Not the first band I ever went to besides mine, but we went to one in 92 in Ozark, Alabama.
That's where we was at. I was down there Saturday. This past Saturday, I was down there setting up at a coon hunt.
Maybe a little pen, they fenced the woods in. It was with the Wild Boar Conservation Association.
Really?
They used to have it. And they, the guy who was in with it actually was the one who helped start Uncle Earl, Jimmy Young.
But they still have that?
No, it's defunct now.
Oh. Is there any kind of association now at all?
No,
for like all the bay pens and stuff?
There's been several. There was the Southern Wild Boar Conservation Association. Then this guy started the American Trail and Tree Association. And he, that was in 93, had a championship. The championship was held at Brian D. Case's.
Mm-hmm.
And 94 was the UBPA, the United Bay Pen Association, and they had their championship at Brian Nels's pen. And then everybody in Georgia started the Southern Wild Boar Association, and it went for how many years?
Shit, I don't know, a bunch of them.
4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
I wasn't the last one, I can tell you that.
Yeah, you never got your jacket. There was all the pens in Georgia, wasn't it? Was involved in it. We had one every month.
Yeah.
And we had it all scheduled where nobody would
On
be
top of
the
each other,
same month. You had one every month. And at the end of the year, the dogs were the most, I forgot, you had to earn so many points to go to the championship, and then it was an open bay-in then. But if you went to every bay-in, you could easily go to the championship.
And
Ruger and Corona won that last one that we ever had. Ruger and Corona.
You won it.
Ruger and Corona.
Was it down at not Warrenburg, Fargo?
No, I won it at Billy Joe's.
Lived up Paradise in Lincoln.
Paradise Bay Pen.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember it now.
How come they don't do it now? Like just because everything's shut down?
Well, he quit before.
It costs way too much money now. I mean, to really do it.
Oh, I mean, I could see that. Like I said, that's one thing. Like I said, why we wanted to discuss this kind of stuff. So people that, they're kind of on the fence of, well, yeah, I'm going to come check it out or do this or whatever. Come support it. Do it in the best manner. It takes money to run all this stuff.
Everybody's going for the world championship now. I figured the world champion hog dog, he'll show up tomorrow to defend his title here in Georgia.
I don't know. I ain't going to let him out.
I don't think that'll happen.
I'd love to see it. I would. I'd like to see the difference.
I'd love to see it.
Like I was talking about the difference in just the way my dog did a couple
tell you
weekends
something.
ago. I was like, what in the
I'll
hell
say
is
it.
wrong with this dog?
I'll tell anybody. That's a bad dog. That dog, he will bay. And I
Yeah.
mean, he will slap down, put it down.
Yeah.
But come out here and show us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different deal out there.
Well, you got
put him in a pen like that right there and
That's
see
a whole-
what he'll
It's a
do.
different piece.
you've got to judge completely different than you do in a open pen.
Yes.
You got to take in consideration them heels.
Mhm.
If a hog charges a dog, he got momentum.
He's got to
He's
go.
got to go.
He's
further.
got to go. Yeah.
You can't, like, if he's up there being flat in the corner, the hog, he comes out like that. Okay. But like say if he's charging down a hill, the hog keeps coming. He's going
He's got to go.
you got to, and like the trees.
What about
you got-
the drifting?
Well, I don't ever have that much problem drifting here to me.
That was my biggest thing. Was
Drifting here.
no, not here. No, I
I
never
Oh, you
had
talking
no
about
drifting.
I
Uncle
know
Earl.
where he's talking
With
about.
Uncle Earl.
Yeah, well, I mean, just in any of
Well,
the
a
other
big
pens.
flat. If you got a flat pen and it's big, then they're going to drift.
It's supposed. I mean, the way I've always been told, it's always been every panel, and a panel is usually about 16 foot.
Mhm.
Every 16 foot. If he's docked every 16 foot, if the hog hadn't checked him or he checked the hog, or if he's just following him along, he's supposed to get docked.
Okay.
Well, when I first judged for Bill Huff, he said give him 2 panels, which would have been, longer. And you just, when it's a judgment call, and you got to make that judgment call. As long as it's in your mind what you think, as long as you consistent with it with every dog.
Yeah.
That's a judgment call, and that's judging. That's what you got to make.
Consistency is the
Yeah.
key.
Sometimes you could dock the dog and it'd be, legitimate, and something not docking it because you got to make that call.
That's why, yeah, and that's one thing I can honestly say. There's only been one time where I ever even asked a question about judging on one of our dogs, and it was a drifting call. I didn't see where it was drifting,
Yeah.
and I didn't know enough about it. And then when it was explained to me, I was like, okay, nope, hey, that's the judge's call. I don't know if it was or if it wasn't. It doesn't matter if it was or wasn't. It matters what those other 3 people called it. That's all that mattered to me. And I walked up, but I have seen people throw an absolute shit fit. He only went 16 feet. That one went 29 feet. This one went 4 feet. And, it's like you said, the consistency. As long as it's consistent and they're all judged the same, I don't see where anybody could have any gripe about it,
Well, that's like me and him. A lot of times, if a dog, like say a dog was too rough,
Mhm.
and I say, you dock it. He said, yeah, I'll dock it too. I said, well, I did. And he ain't wrong. I ain't wrong. As
That's
long
right.
as you're consistent with it.
That's what I'm saying. As long as they're all judged the same way, I don't see where you could gripe.
One of the worst things about this pen, if the hog goes down the hill and the dog is chasing him,
Mm-hmm.
he knows that hog's going to come back up. He'll run and get in front of the hog. I'm going to get him every time
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
supposed to
trailing
be.
the hog and trying to stop him. He knows that hog is
Well,
coming
he
up.
knows
See, I
where
didn't
he's
know
going.
He knows where
He's
he's
still-
going.
That's something there
I'd
right there. I
dock
didn't
him.
know that.
For being too wide too.
I got
90% of the time, if he runs in front of that dog, he's going to take his eyes off.
you. Mm-hmm.
Now, if he's looking at that hog the whole time, there's no way you can dock him.
Yeah.
No,
But
But because
he's going to get in front of that hog.
90% of the time,
He's
in
gonna
front
be
of
looking
hog,
that
he's
way.
going to take his eyes off.
yeah, he's got to see where he's going. Or he's going to run into a tree.
Whatever.
Well, big old rock pile back in.
Well, I tell him if that hog's running, as long as he's doing something to try to stop that hog, he don't have to stop him, but as long as he's making, not looking at him,
Mm.
he's got to be cutting in front of him or biting at him.
Yeah.
Or trying to cut him off.
Making an attempt. Yeah.
But if just running along beside him and looking at him, you can look at him all day long. It ain't stopping the hog.
No.
That's the object of the whole thing is to stop that hog. That's what a bay dog is supposed to do.
Yes.
And contain him in the smallest area as possible.
Yeah.
If
So,
you just apply that to everything, if you think like just a little lookout, that's really minuscule as far as keeping that hog bayed. But if that hog takes off running and he just runs alongside him, then you gone.
Yeah.
The hog's gone.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
I mean, that's the object. That's the whole object.
Is to stop it and bait it. Right, like you said, in as small
Just keep
area as
him-
possible. Keep them contained.
Keep them contained in as small an area as possible
Mhm.
without catching.
Yep. And I know there's several dogs I've seen stay right with the hog the whole time. The hog ain't looking at the dog. He's just geezing around that pen. That old
That's
dog's right beside him, and he's
Mhm.
watching. But he's not checking him. He's not trying to stop him or nothing. He's just going right beside him.
Yeah.
He ain't really even barking much, And I've seen that just go on and on and on.
That's like
You
a
know,
lot.
I mean, there's a few dogs that do that a lot.
I mean, it's just my
A
opinion.
lot.
A lot of some people dock a dog if he ever takes the eyes off the hog.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, if he's working it, but when that hog comes over there, it hits the dog, thumps him in the ground, and when the dog comes up, he don't know which way he's looking.
Yeah.
With his eyes ain't on. But I don't care where he's looking. I don't care if he's blind. If he rode right back on that hog, then that he's doing what he's supposed to do.
There you go.
What if
It
he
don't
stays?
matter where he's looking when he comes up. As long as that's what I use on the hog, like running out and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Is how long that dog rode back on that hog.
Yeah.
What if he shakes his head?
Huh?
What if he shakes his head?
He's
Shakes
looking
his
out.
head, he got ear bite.
Does he get docked if he don't take his eyes off?
Yeah, I dock him shaking their head.
You a damn lie.
Mark, he docked the hell out of him. That some bitch
It takes a little bit. It's a little-
That was Joey Todd's bullshit.
It's a little bit of
He
damn.
started docking that stuff when they was shaking their head.
It depends on how bad he's shaking. I mean, if it's distracting him from, if the hog could do something while he's doing it. If it's a little, you don't. I
Shake
guess
the
a
mud
judgment
Mhm.
call.
Last
The
year at
judge you
Earl's,
gotta make.
You gotta shake the mud off.
they was standing
Oh
in
yeah,
that
if he
corner.
gets stopped in the mud, that's a different story. If he got mud on his head, you get hypothetical
You
questions.
see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I see.
We're gonna have to get a little Chris back in here. Let him ask you some questions.
Oh God! But that head shaking. One of my dogs, that somebody he was up there baying just as pretty. I mean, just me and Miss Joy was standing up there watching, and I'm talking about it was down to the last few seconds, and I mean his eyes never moved. We right there in front of him, never moved. And it's like his head moved that much. Pow! What got me? I was like, he didn't even shake his head. Miss
Well,
Joyce
yeah.
Earl's last year. Miss Joyce, she looked. She said, "They ain't gonna get it for that." And I said, "I bet you they do."
That's
She said, "No, they ain't." Went around there. 9-9. I was like, Jesus Christ, come on. We went back and played it. Who's video? It was like, son of a bitch. So I
He
can't
did
catch a
look
break.
out.
No, he never looked out.
Oh,
Like
he did?
his eyes literally. But now he was in the furthest corner back where you come in the gate on the left-hand side, facing away from them. So they were,
My friend,
It's the judges, you gotta let him go.
Got that bullshit started. I'm telling you. I don't care what nobody says. I believe he did.
Who's
That
that?
head shaking shit. Joey Todd.
If you notice
But he's a jackass.
Oh,
at
my
Broughton
God.
Island, if you Bo sits right there over most of the bays, he's gonna see all kind of shit you can't see.
Mhm. And that comes into the thing like we was talking about a while ago. You gotta let the judges judge,
That's it. I don't care what it is. You
Yeah.
can shake your head. You can do whatever.
That's like me and him. A lot of times we
As
say,
long as I'm consistent, I don't care.
did you dock that dog for looking out? And he say, yeah. I said, well, I didn't see it.
Mhm.
I still don't change my score because he might have done it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm old.
that's because we in different positions.
Yeah, you different.
know.
position.
And that matters a lot. Like you said, if you got somebody that's sitting up here, up high, and then you got somebody sitting down low,
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna see it's two different points of
Yeah.
view.
I mean, I tell you what, from the judges, when they send them in at our team, and you got, all of our guys is looking over the top of them, you could tell this guy right here, this is where the hogs is setting up at, and he's able to catch everything possible, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guys would be a little more, I don't guess you say lenient, but they couldn't see as much as he could. You
Yeah.
can tell.
Well, you can't looking at the back of the dogs as you can looking.
Right.
That's like in this pen, the judges have to be walking. They got to be able to move around to be able to see.
Yeah.
You can't just sit in one spot.
Now, when I go in the pen, y'all got to be still more. Y'all can't move.
You do like some of them walk back in front of me where I can't see.
Yeah, get
Oh,
right in front of
yeah.
where
You get in
can't
front
see
of
that.
it where you can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold. I tell you what.
Get
when
one
I
of
go
them
in the pen
boards.
tomorrow, I'm gonna hold the board.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Be
be
like
like that
this.
damn board and walk right in
I'm
front
gonna
of
get as many people as I can to go in the damn pen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Especially when Butthead comes in the pen.
Yeah.
I move back to a little bit of cover. I'm not out there
You ain't
wide
running
open.
right out in the middle.
No,
Huh?
I've done had him charge me too many times out there. So
How old Butthead?
I've had him probably 10 years.
yeah,
Oh, mercy. What's the oldest hog? That's something we don't know. Nobody ever talks about. The hogs. That's the
Yeah.
most important
I had
part
one
of it.
that had to be 20 years old.
Really?
He was fully grown, good hog. So you figured he was close to 4 or 5
Mm-hmm.
when I got him. And I kept him 15 years.
Damn.
He's on the Hall of Fame board down there. He's got his hooves had done turned up.
Thanks, sir.
He was just old. And he was a damn good hog.
What's the oldest one you've ever had? That you know of?
I can't tell you. I went through so many.
You didn't keep them that long, did you?
The state, they made me.
They wouldn't let you?
Well, no. I mean, there was always something.
Mm.
I had to keep
I think Machete was one of the best dogs he ever had. The
Oh,
meanest son
yeah,
of
that
a
son
gun,
of a bitch was
boy.
mean.
Ooh, he was mean.
He might be still around. You never know.
I
dog
think
out there
one
was
of the
mean.
meanest. Well, besides Butthead, Marc had one called Fluffy.
And then
Big
Mighty,
white hog.
Mighty Whitey.
Mighty Whitey was a tough one.
Bad son of a bitch. He
Yeah,
was
he's a little bitty hog, but he was
kicked your
tough.
ass.
He was a sand hog when he was white.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so he got the name Mighty Whitey.
Yeah.
He was a bad little hog.
We used him when I had that band in Elberson up there in the arena.
Yeah, yeah.
He was bad to the bone.
Yeah.
My brother, before he died, I remember him throwing him up in there.
Mm.
That's one memory I have of my brother. A good one, too.
He probably didn't weigh 125 pounds,
Really?
soaking wet.
I know
He
most of
would,
the time the smaller hogs, they
He
dogs
make ready.
rub
He
on.
make ready dog thing.
Shit.
He was bad.
He put old Big Jerry on his back down there in the pen one day.
Hell.
Yes, sir.
Damn, I wish I'd been around some of them.
Well,
You should
we
come
would-
back around with a
I
kick
think
of
we
time
was
on.
just practicing that day. We had Mighty Whitey in there, and I think we might have been trying to get him up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jerry was down in the bottoms with a board. Mighty Whitey just runs up to him and just sets down straight over the board. Put
Oh.
Jerry on his back.
I bet he did. Probably about shitting his pants.
There's a little hog out there now don't have any ears. Liz named him Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bad
He's
little hog.
a mean little son of a gun.
That's one we seen a couple
There
weekends
was
ago.
one called, I think it was called MFer, and that's something that's trying to bite my foot to the bottom of the shoe.
Mofo.
That's
call
it-
That's mofo.
About a wound
shit.
from hogs from this
He's a
place.
little rough.
I don't know. Like I said, I've been lucky every time I've been here. There's only been just one or two times where, the hogs actually got around to me or whatever. So I'd like to say, boy, I got some good dogs that keep them over and bait. I just got pretty lucky is all it is.
Come
Well-
on down with dubbing teeth and drawing blood and all that.
Yeah.
The other day when we come down, weekend before last, that day, me and Nate left. We went hunting. We got done at about midnight, and we drove all the way back home. We got home about 4:30, and the whole time we was like, "That's probably the best day, just the most fun." You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a competition and all the other stress and shit. We
You
got
see that little hole?
got to play around.
That little hole right there. There's another one on the backside
Mm,
from dubbing teeth.
really?
Yeah.
What happened with that? What'd you do?
I didn't do nothing.
Oh,
He done it to me.
so you was just innocent bystander. Mm. Was that the one where you was talking about the
Yeah.
tree stand broke or something?
Yeah.
Mm.
Rod went through my arm.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot of incidents between here and there.
I like Wolverine too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that does figure eights and
Yeah.
corner up there.
The other day we was out there. You was talking about. You said, "I don't know what he's doing. He just ain't moving like yet." Then he just broke into him
Oh yeah,
because he come out there and actually was taking a bay.
I
I
like
think it was one. I think our dogs was baying him, and then that was Chris's dog. At first, when he was like, he said, "Oh, we got him here," and then he broke out, and started doing them.
I
figure
love,
eights, and he shook them real quick. But
I love
was the
that
end
hog.
of that.
That's
Yeah,
him and Butthead's probably my favorite
I like
hogs.
to draw either one of them
Pen, but-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm
Oh, yeah.
going to get a beer.
There's a Miller Lite if you want this one.
No.
Rodney just brought it in
Yeah, they
here.
Mark's got some good hogs, but he does have some that like to run. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's in
all.
all-
That's
that's
in
all
all of it.
Everywhere I've been, there's some that's just gonna run.
It's
and
just
you
so
ain't gonna
hard
stop.
to keep hogs,
yeah.
you know, with this testing.
Yeah, I was going to say with all that, you're constantly having to. As soon as you get, seems like if you get a good set, like you got your old set there, it's hard to put a new set together.
Well,
That's
like
going to
I
be
said,
all of them good.
if one of my old ones tests positive, I'm worked for a while.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
maybe they can get something. Maybe this new commissioner, he'll get something moving for you in the right way. I don't know what we could do to help.
I don't know either.
You know, I
Like
mean,
say, it's
honestly, get a lobbyist.
That's all up to the agriculture commissioner.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
could change it if he wanted to.
Okay. Well, that's what we need to do then.
And
We need
he
to-
is an elected official.
Yep. That's what we need to do. We need to get him on board with all this, and maybe he'll get some changes made. So
That's the only solution.
we
It's not going to get any better as long as this test is like it is.
yeah.
Like I say, I'm struggling to keep going with it, but everybody's helping me, and I appreciate it. Ryan Rankin and Carter Schultz has really helped me with it.
Them fellas right there, they're legit now. That's two good guys right there.
Yeah.
They do a lot for it. They try to support all of it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, they woods hunters, 100%. I've hunted with them quite a few times, and them boys hunt. And but like I said, they don't really have a pen dogs,
No.
but they do all they can do, and a lot more than most people do to help.
Yeah.
And if more people would just put half that effort into it, it'd probably be a lot better.
Well, you know, there's people come here and they say, well, this is a crock of shit. You know, we got dogs better.
Oh yeah.
You know, I said, well, that's true. These hogs have been bayed and bayed and bayed. You know, any good wood dog should probably catch, 70% of these hogs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it ain't nobody saying these are the best hog dogs or nothing like that. It's a bay pen dog. It's the best dog that bays in a pen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's a place to get together. People, I said, you don't think all these people hog hunt too?
Yeah.
I said, some of them was hog hunting before you was ever born.
Oh yeah. Without a
You
doubt.
know, they don't think they know what a bad hog is, or they know, it ain't that. It's just this is what it is.
Yep. It's a
get
tradition.
together, have a good time.
And that's why I said it's like it's a family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tradition. It's a heritage. It's something that our kind of people do, and we'd like to see it continue on. And we're gonna help all we can.
Like I say, it gets in your blood. You just don't want to quit it.
Yeah,
you just
can't
keep on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, Mr. Mark, we appreciate you being on here.
Well, thank
And
you.
we
We
have-
appreciate
I know
y'all.
we've took
We
up a lot of your
appreciate all
time.
y'all do to help us.
Hey, we're just doing a little bitty part. We ain't nowhere
Y'all-
near as much as you guys have done,
Y'all doing a lot.
and we're gonna keep on doing all we can do.
I
And if there's
appreciate it.
anything else we can do, you just let us know.
I appreciate it because I miss going to all the other pens.
Maybe we get something stirred up. I know a few old boys over in Alabama. We've been discussing some stuff, and
All right, thank you.
and they're on up there in the elected world now. So we all gonna try to work together all we can.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
appreciate
good.
it.
All right, we appreciate y'all.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
y'all.